GCWIM, the Guestcentrix Web Interface Manager. The status menu. The status menu contains information about the property which you've selected in GCWIM. Ensure you've selected the right property by clicking on the property name near the date and ensuring the correct property that you want the data for is selected. The status menu shows you information about the property that you've selected. The first option is Bookings Made. The Bookings Made menu displays a list of reservations that have been entered into the PMS via all methods of input. This may be online or manually entered. The data displayed on this page can also be exported to either a standard CSV file or an Excel CSV file by clicking on the Export button, which will export the file into your download section of your browser. The Arrivals selection will show you a list of all folios that are due to arrive at the hostel or the hotel that you've selected. They are automatically sorted by arrival date, but you can change this by using the filter. You can use the filter to select Due In Only, which will show you the folios only due for arrival on that day. You can also filter by name, room number, voucher, email, or member number. Click the Filter Now button to filter the screen. The availability forecast is drawn directly from the PMS. This will show you the date, the notes that have been entered into the PMS, the total number of rooms that are configured, the out-of-order rooms, any allotment rooms, any booked or sold rooms, and then the total number of available. The occupancy is listed, and the total gross revenue, as well as the total accommodation revenue forecasted by the system on that day. The number of PAX, which is people staying at the property, the number of guaranteed bookings, non-guaranteed bookings, total number of group reservations, total number of reservations held on allotment, and then any waitlisted or inquiry bookings that don't take from availability. If you wish to see more detailed availability information, click on the Availability by Type. This will give you a day-by-day information on the different room types or bed types configured in the system. Use the calendar to change the date, as the default is for 2 weeks, or use the previous and next days button to move through the availability forecast. The calendar shows availability summarised for the property selected. 4 numbers are shown in the window for each day. The top number, which appears in bold, is the total number of available rooms or beds left to sell. The number underneath is the total that have already been sold and the occupancy of the property. The small number on the line below is the number of rooms that are still on hold for allotments. This screen is customizable with the color code, which is generally based on occupancy. Change the month by clicking on the month button, the forward and back buttons, or the year by clicking on the forward and back year button. The revenue summary will give you a summary of all the revenue that has been gathered from a particular channel by property or list of properties. You can then see the information by hour, or for the past 24 hours, or for the past 7 days, or the past 30 days. If you prefer, use the calendar selection to show by date range. The graph will show you by property and by channel for the number of reservations, number of cancellations, the average rate booked, the net revenue booked, and the total number of adults and children booked. This may also be exported to Excel by clicking on the Export button. The Reservations menu will first open up a filter. You must filter before you see any data on this page. Select the channel and the property that you wish to see the reservations from. This is only the bookings that have been made online or come through GCWIM. You can also view the failed reservations list. This is any bookings that have not integrated with your PMS. If you want to see more details about the failure, click on the Action button The Action button will bring up the information about that booking and why it has failed. In this case, payment code does not exist and some mapping changes need to be made. Refer to the GCWIM Setup Guide or refer to the GCWIM Setup Guide or later training videos on how to change mapping. High booking activity first will ask for a filter for the channel and the property. After you've selected filter, you'll get a list of bookings by arrival date and bookings by book date. This will allow you to identify quickly when people are booking by arrival date and when people are booking on which date they've booked.